and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make a flower keychain. Now beware, it isn't the easiest thing in the world, because the petals and the center are all balls, as you can see, and they're small balls which require patience and time, and sewing them together, like, I won't say it needs skill, but it definitely needs a lot of patience. So all you need is 2 colors of yarn, scissors, and a needle and a crochet needle, some stuffing. I'll be using fiber, you can use yarn scraps or cotton, whatever you'd like, and a keychain if you definitely want to make it a keychain. And I'll be using something additional. It's this little piece of metal, and I'll be using it to attach the keychain to it. I'll be inserting it through the magic circle of one of the balls, and I'll be attaching it. So as you can see, this little piece of metal here is this one. I'll be putting it so I could insert it through. In my opinion, it looks better, and it protects the yarn from being pulled out. So without further ado, let's get started. Now throughout this project, we are going to be working continuously in all of the balls. So you may want to use a stitch marker or a piece of yarn to like mark every round, but I won't be using one. So just go into that first single crochet, and we're going to be increasing in all of these stitches. So 1 single crochet in each stitch, going up to a stitch count of 8. So just go into every single crochet, and then that first one might be a little hard. Well, it always is. Okay, I got my hook into the first stitch. So now just two single crochet in each stitch until you have a stitch count of 8 single crochet. Okay, now I can't get it out. So after you finish your second round, you should have a stitch count of 8 single crochets. Now round 3 will be 1 single crochet and then increase, going up to a stitch count of 12 single crochets. So in the next stitch, you're going to be making 1 single crochet, and in the second stitch 2 single crochets, so an increase. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, all the way around until you have a stitch count of 12 single crochets. So after you finish your third round, you should have a stitch count of 12. And now rounds 4 and 5, so the next 2 rounds are going to be 1 single crochet all the way around, keeping a stitch count of 12 single crochets. So we're just going to be doing 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, keeping a stitch count of 12 single crochets for the next 2 rounds. So now after you finish your 2 rounds, you should still have a stitch count of 12 single crochets. And now round 6 is going to be a decrease round. So we're going to be doing 1 single crochet and then a decrease, going down to a stitch count of 8 single crochets. So in the next stitch, we're going to be doing 1 single crochet and then a decrease. Now you could do a normal decrease. I prefer an invisible decrease because it looks better. It doesn't really stand out like a normal decrease. So now I'll be showing you how to make an invisible one. So just go through the front loop. So as you can see, we have 2 loops like a V shape. So we're just going to be going through the front loop, just like so, of the next stitch, and then the front loop of the next stitch. So you should have 3 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and go through the first 2 loops, and then yarn over again and go through the last 2 loops. And just like that, you have made an invisible decrease. Now just continue like that, 1 single crochet and a decrease, going down to a stitch count of 8 single crochets. So after finishing your round, you should have 8 single crochets, and before we do the very last round, we're going to stuff the center at this point. So just pull the yarn a little bit so it doesn't just get pulled from you, And then this tail, which was from the magic circle at the very beginning, I'm going to be stuffing it inside. You can cut it if you want. I just prefer stuffing it. So I'm going to stuff this tail, and then I'm going to be using fiber to stuff that circle. So after you have stuffed your center, we are going to be making the very last round, which is just going to be 4 decreases, going down to a stitch count of 4 single crochets. So just do a decrease all the way around until you have 4 single crochets. So just decreases. So after you finish your very last round, just pull your yarn a little through and then cut it. We won't be sewing it anywhere, so just cut it short. And then use your needle to just close that hole and yarn, and then I actually forgot how to say it. So just close the hole and get rid of that tail of yarn. And to close the hole, we're just going to be going through the stitches, but from down, like right here. So as you can see, the hole is right up here, but because it's small, it isn't really showing. So we're just going to be going from these sides. So through like this, as you can see. And we're just going to be repeating that around. So here, now we won't be going also from under this one, we're going to be going from above it, and then from under the next and through, just like so. And just do this 2 to 3 times, should be enough. So I did it 2 times and the hole is already closed. And then just go from the center and out from any other stitch, like that. And then just pull it, go in and out from another stitch, and then just cut your yarn. And just like that, we have finished the center, and now you'll be doing the petals. So to start with the petals, we'll be making 6 single crochets in a magic circle, and here we're also not going to be slip stitching, we're just going to be crocheting continuously. So just make 6 single crochets, just like so. And normally you'd be closing the magic circle. So normally you'll be closing the magic circle all the way to the end, but because I'm going to be using this little piece of metal as a keychain holder, I'm going to be putting it through the magic circle, just like so, and putting the keychain like just through it instead of doing it in the yarn itself. I'm going to leave it a little bit open, but that's not necessary at all. I'm just doing this because I'm going to be putting something through it. You can put the keychain anywhere you like. So just like so, I'm just going to leave like this little hole, and then I'll continue crocheting. So the next round, similar to the center, we'll be doing one increase in each stitch, going up to a stitch count of 12 single crochets. So just an increase, which means 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around until you have a stitch count of 12 single crochets. Now just like before, you could use a stitch marker or a piece of yarn to mark your rounds, but I won't be using one. So just an increase in each stitch. Now round 3 will be another increase round, and it will go like 1 single crochet and then an increase. So the next stitch we're going to be doing 1 single crochet, and then in the second stitch we're going to be doing 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets all the way around until you have a stitch count of 18 single crochets. So after you finish your increased round, we'll be doing 3 rounds of just 1 single crochet all the way around, keeping a stitch count of 18 single crochets. So rounds 4, 5 and 6, the next 3 rounds will be 1 single crochet in each stitch. So I'll do the 3 rounds and then I'll be back. So after you finish your 3 rounds, your petal should be looking something like that. Now the next round will be a decrease round. We'll be doing 1 single crochet and then a decrease going down to a stitch count of 12 single crochets. So I'll be doing this round and then we'll be stuffing the petal. So as you can see, I finished my round. I'm just going to be pulling the yarn and I'll be stuffing that tail just like I did in the center, and then I'll be using fiber to stuff that petal. Now keep in mind that once you stuff it right now, after we finish the last round, which is the next round, you may feel like it needs a little bit more stuffing, and that's okay. Just stuff it again, and that always happens, and you're going to find that it actually happens with all the petals. So I stuffed it, and now we'll be doing our last round, which is just going to be decreases all the way around until you reach a stitch count of 6 single crochets. So just 1 single crochet, and a decrease all the way around. So decreases all the way around until you reach a stitch count of 6 single crochets. Now just make sure you're crocheting with the yarn, not with the stuffing, not like this. So yeah, just 6 single crochets, decreases. So after you finish your 6 decreases, cut your yarn, and now cut it like a long piece of yarn, not too long, but we're going to be using this one to sew all the petals and the center together. So just like this much. Then just pull it through, and my center, as I've just told you, still needs a little bit more stuffing, so I'll be stuffing it further, and then we'll just close the hole just like we did in the center, and then just sewing in the yarn and leaving it as it is. Now I thought to show you how to close the hole here because it's a little bit more clear. So here's the hole. These are our stitches, our single crochets, our decreases. I don't know why I'm complicating it. So just take your needle, go through this bit of yarn, like right below your stitch in this hole, and then through the next one. So just through the next opening, just go through that without going through your stuffing, and then pull. Now the next stitch, as you can see, it's right like this one. So this one will be going through the same place where we got out of. We're going to be going through the next one, just like so, and then through the next opening. So just repeat that one more time, and then you're good to go. So just through the hole, out of anywhere. Wait, like now it's not anywhere. Now you're going to be sewing all the petals together. So go through like from the top. Okay, just a second. From the top, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 6 rounds, and between the 6th and the 7th round, go through any stitch, just like so. So if you want to count it from downwards, it should be like 1, 2, 3, like the 3rd round from down and the 6th round from up. So now after you finish your first ball, you gotta do 4 more balls, and it's not the most fun in the world, but I think it's worth it. Now, after you finish all of your balls, we're going to be sewing them together. So just put your needle through your thread, and just as you can see, oh no, you can't see anything right now. All of the other balls I've closed the magic circle, just like so. They're all closed. Only this one I left it a little open so I could put this little piece of metal inside. So now, as I've just told you, the yarn should be out of the third round from below and the sixth round from above. Now, to sew all the balls together, just get all the other balls and make sure that the magic ring is the one is facing outside, so like the piece of metal, like as you can see here, all the well, you're going to understand as we continue the process. So just go from the third round from downwards, from where we closed the hole. So 1, 2 and 3, just go from one side and out of the other, which I can't find. Oh, just like so. And then repeat that with all the balls, just for the third round from downwards, just like so. And after you attach them all together, make sure that all the magic circles are facing the same direction, which is going to be outwards. So just like so. And then we're going to close it like so. And as you can see, the magic circles are the ones facing outside, the ones facing the public. And you're going to go through the third round of your very first ball, and then out of the middle, just like so. And we have a knot like so. Make sure all the magic circles are upwards. And now the next step is to put the center in the center. And to do this, that's why we came out from the center of the petal. Okay, it's a little well, hopefully it's not confusing. Just from the center of the petal facing inwards, and then go. Now that's the magic circle of the center. We also want it to be facing outwards, so towards you. We're going to be going also here through the middle of it. So just see where the middle is exactly. It's 3 rounds from above, 3 rounds from down, and through the other side. Pull it, and as you can see, it's beginning to come together. And now we have gone out of the other side. We're going to be going through the center, through the bottom of the petal, facing it, just like so, then out from any other side, any other stitch. Pull it. Make sure to pull the yarn every single time you go with it anywhere. And then we're going to sew all the petals with the center to make sure that it's well placed. So to do this, you just go through the same stitch that you went through the first time while attaching all the petals together. So for me, it's this one. Just go through it and then through the other stitch that you went through to the second petal. So now I've went to the same stitch. Now we're going to go to the petal next to it, just like so. go outside from anywhere now. Now I won't deny that this needs a lot of patience, and it's definitely tiring. Just like so. Now go again through the same stitch here and through the bottom of the petal and through the center, and just make sure you're not going out towards the petal you have already sewn with the center, so it's safe for me to go through there. Okay, that's a little bit tiring. Just go through there and just like so. Should be going out of the other side. And as you can see, just repeat that process until you have all the petals attached to the center, and just make sure that you're sewing all the petals to the same rounds of the center. So like not one petal is sewn at this round and the other at the round in the other side, so they just aligned and look good. So I'm going to sew all the petals together. I'm going to come back. So now at long last you get to cut your last piece of yarn, just like so, and then just use your needle to push this little piece of yarn inside. And now the last step is just to put the keychain. So just get your keychain. Here it is for me, and open the last ring, and for me I'll be immediately putting it inside right here, and then closing it. So just like that you have finished your flower keychain. So I hope you've liked the video and it was easy to follow and understand. I have other tutorials up on my channel if you would like to check them out. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.